Okay, folks, so what I'm going to show you once again is how you are to complete today's worksheet, which is entitled the Scream Blow Up Worksheet. Okay, first thing you're going to do, as always, is put your first name, your last name, and your class period at the top of your paper with a pencil, please, with a pencil. Okay? And then the instructions read, attached to this worksheet is a small section of the painting called The Scream by Edvard Munch. Carefully copy what you see in the small attached square to the large blank square on this page. It will be easier if you draw a plus sign over the small square, then lightly do the same in the larger square. This will help you match up the lines and shapes more accurately. Take your time, and copy as closely to the original as possible. These large squares will be cut out and put together to make one large work of art. Good luck. Okay, so again, what you're going to do first with your pencil is you're going to make a plus sign dividing the little square in half this way and dividing the square in half this way. Okay, so I'm drawing a plus sign on the small square. Then I'm going to come down to the big square and do the same thing. Find the halfway point and just very, very lightly, just barely touching the paper, I'm drawing a line dividing it in half this way, and then I'm going to do the same thing very lightly going this way. So now I have my small square divided into 4 sections. I also have my large square divided into 4 sections. Now before I begin coloring, you want to make sure that you copy the colors in this section as accurately as you can in this section right here. There will be multiple number 2s. There will be multiple number 3s, number 4s, so on and so forth. So what I'll be doing is I will collect all the papers that have number 1 on them, all the ones that have number 2 on them, and so forth, and we'll choose the best one, the one that matches the original small square the closest. Okay? Alright, so here we go. We're ready to transfer these colors into this section right here. So you'll notice I have a pale orange here and here, a little bit at the top, larger section at the bottom, a little bit more than halfway up in that small square. So I'm going to take my orange crayon, we're doing this in crayon, and I'll just lightly start laying in that color. A little bit of orange at the top. I've probably gone a little bit farther down than I really need to, but I can cover that up with the red crayon once I get to that section. Okay, and then I'm going to skip a section, so there's this. This is a little bit more than halfway up the square. And then we have orange down here the rest of the way. So now I'm just going to color this section in orange. I know your tables aren't completely smooth, but I'm going to show you a way that you can blend that here in just a moment to make that look more accurate and make it look a little bit smoother. Okay, now I'm ready to transfer in my darker orange or my reddish section. So I'm going to color that in nice and dark, and I'm going to go up into the orange just a little bit because I think I came down just a bit too far on that one section. Looks like it goes up a little higher on that one side. It's a little higher over here. See that little ridge right there and that little ridge? I'm going to transfer those little ridges in there. If you take your time and do the very best you can, it should come out really, really nice. Okay, now I don't know if you can see this on the video screen, but there's a little bit lighter area just right there, just a little strip of lighter color right there. That's just a lighter, kind of a lighter orange. So I'm going to go ahead and darken these sections right next to it just a little bit. And don't worry if you go outside the square a little bit, that's okay, because this is going to get cut off. We'll be cutting these along that black line when we get ready to put them together. Okay, I think I need to make my red just a little bit darker. Put just a bit more color down. Okay, now here's a little trick. If you find some lighter color crayons, this is a crayon which is labeled sand color, and then here's white. You can use these as crayon blenders, which really helps smooth out the crayon. And since this color is pretty close to the color that's in that section, it should help make that color a little bit more accurate. So all I'm doing is I'm just going to rub over with the sand crayon, and I'm going to push really hard. And I don't know if you can see it, but that's kind of blending that orange together. It's like it's smearing the crayon a little bit. It's actually just picking up a little bit of that orange wax and blending it with the other color of wax I'm putting on top. But I'm pressing pretty hard. I'm going to go ahead and use that to blend my red section as well, and then I'll work all the way up into this orange area. Just keep rubbing over it with that light color crayon. White also works really well. We'll go ahead and do white in this section so I can show you how that works. Hopefully this is transferring well to the video. And then I want to get that lighter in there, so I'm going to push a little bit of white crayon down. Clean off those crayon shavings. Okay, I think it needs to be just a little bit darker. Haven't put quite enough of that reddish orange down. So I can always go back and lay a little bit more color down if I need to. You can layer crayons somewhat if you push really hard. Okay. Alright, so now I have this lower quadrant right here finished. So now I'm going to move over into the next section. Lightly transfer that in. See, the red goes up over my line just a little bit there on the edge, and that continues kind of straight across like that. This lighter section is kind of here where it connects to that other area. So now I've transferred that section. Now it's time to just go back and start coloring it in just like I did the other side. Okay, and you're going to work your way around. Now you'll notice on square number 2, up here at the top there's a strip of gray and then a strip of white. Okay, if you get a square that has that even gray strip and that even white strip, that's off the edge of the painting. And so you do not have to transfer that gray and white section. That's the edge of the page, and so that won't get transferred, so you don't have to worry about that part. Only if it's a nice even white strip and an even gray strip, you can just leave all that white, because I'm actually going to cut that part off when we put this together. And that's all there is to it. Take your time, work carefully. You're not going to get free time if you finish early. You're just going to get another page to start working on. So slow down, take your time, do your very best work. I plan to have a prize for the squares that are chosen for the large finished painting. So only pieces that are transferred very, very accurately are going to be eligible for that prize. So take your time, have fun, use the crayons wisely. I should not see crayons all over my floor when I get back tomorrow. Make sure you keep the crayons in the crayon bucket. Do not make a mess. Be on your very, very best behavior, my dears, your very best behavior. Have fun, do a good job, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks.